Hello soulmates, welcome back to another interesting episode. My name is Ajin and thank you so much for checking on me. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that I get to know anytime I post new videos. So today I'm going to show us how to make an overlapping or a crisscross bodice for a little girl. So if you're interested, let's get started. Alright, the first thing to do is to take my pattern paper and then cut it in full. I believe by now you already know how to draft the basic bodice pattern. So I'm going to take it now. This is half and then cut it out so that it will be in full. I want it to be like this one. This is the back. You can see that this is the full back, not half. So I'm going to cut the front one like this before we will now alter it to give us the crisscross or overlapping shape that we want the neckline to have. Okay, so this is just a simple project that you can just make in 10 minutes as long as the skirt pattern is ready. This is just 10 minutes work. So let me just cut this out and then we continue. Right here you can see I have the front already cut out and this is how I want it to be. So this is the back one. Remember the back, the zipper is already included. So we're going to start with this front. The first thing I'm going to do is to connect from this neck width edge here and then straight to the armhole point. Now this armhole point I'll just come down by 0.75 because I want this line from here to be straight. Okay, I'll even make it 1 inch. So I'll just mark 1 inch. I want it very straight from this point. Then I'm going to use my ruler and connect. Okay, now I am matching it up to this point before the curve, that is before the neck curve. I am matching it up from there so that I'll have a very straight line. Okay, then I'm going to repeat the same on this side as well. Don't bother about this part because at the end of the day this end will no longer be needed. By the time we attach the strap, it's going to cover up on this part and this part as well, even on this neckline. So I'll repeat the same on this other side as well. I'll mark 1 inch here and then connect. You can see this is where the neck curve started or end, so just from there connect it straight. Okay, you don't need to take it up to this shoulder line. So I'll just place my ruler well and then connect. Okay, now this is the shape that I have, kind of a pyramid. So now I'm going to note what I have from this point. I'm going to note whatever I have. Okay, so like I said earlier, the strap is going to go over from this and then to the back side. So for that reason, just measure what you have. Now look, you can see the way I'm placing my ruler on that shoulder point so that it will be straight to match up with the line that I have, and then I'm going to check what I have there because this is how I will be placing the strap. So you need to place your ruler that way so you can know how many inches to cut out. So here I have 9.5. I'm going to make it 10 inches. So remember now, for this front it is 10 inches and this other side is also 10 inches. So I'm going to keep this aside and then mark the back side. Right, for the back pattern, as you can see, it's not going to have the same shape with this front. Now you can see what I have for the front. Now for the back, all I'm going to do is just to connect it straight because the back is not going to have this. The strap is just going to come on, that is straight. For this back side it will come straight, not this other way. So for that reason, I will just mark what I use as the armhole measurements. I'll just mark that out and connect it straight. So what I use for this one is 4.5 because I want the armhole area to be very free. So this is 4.5. I will just connect it straight Okay, so I'll just connect it straight. This is the back. And remember to always add your sewing allowance anytime you have any cutting of any sort. So now this is this back. This side now will no longer be needed. This other side also for the front is no longer useful. So now you need to note what you have here. Now remember I said it is 4.5, and then you also need your 1/2 inch for sewing allowance, because we're going to fix it in, so you need that sewing allowance as well on this side. That is for the strap. So that is to say I will have 5 inches for the back. So work with your own measurement. So now 5 inches plus 4 plus 10. Remember that is what I calculated after matching up this side straight. It is 10. So 10 plus 5 is 15. So one side of the strap is going to be 15. That is this one side like this that will go through the back is going to be 15 inches, and this second side also that will go through the back is also going to be 15 inches. You can see that it's very easy. So now I'll go ahead and cut it out so they can see the shape that we have, and then cut out a straight 15 inches. Okay, so now when you want to cut out the strap, you can decide how wide or small you want the strap to be. Okay, so for this I'll make it 2 inches. That is 15 inches by 2 inches. But remember that for this one, for the strap, you also need, our thread should not be visible. So for that reason, if you're using 2 inches, that is to say you'll be making it 4 inches. Okay, as we proceed you understand what I'm trying to explain. So now this is the front. Look at the shape that the front is going to have, and this is the back shape. So before we cut out the strap, I'll just go ahead and cut this on my fabric as well as my lining before we cut out the strap. Alright, after cutting everything out, this is what I have. You can see this is the front and this is the back. So before we continue, I would like to remind us that our online classes are on. If you're interested in any of our online classes, kindly send me a WhatsApp message on the number that will be dropping on the in the description box, so you can know how to go about the new the old and the new classes as well. All right, now for this front, the first thing I'm going to do is to close up this. You can see this is the lining. Make sure that the front is facing each other, and then I'm going to sew it this way. Okay, that's the first thing to do. I'll just stitch it and close it, then give it a good press so that it will flatten up nicely. Now for the back, I am going to be leaving the back as it is for now, because the strap will be coming to the back and we need to attach the back the strap before we close it up, so that we will have a very neat work. So I'll keep this aside and then we'll cut out the strap. Remember that from our calculation it's 15 inches. So like I said earlier, work with your own measurements. You can see this is already on fold. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark 15 inches, and then I'll be making this, like I said earlier, 2 inches. but because I'll be sewing it and then turn it inside out, I'll add extra 2.5 inches for that. The half inch there is for the sewing allowance, so I'll mark 4.5 inches and then cut it straight as it is, and then I'm going to sew that and give it a good press. Now when you want to press, make sure that the stitching line is hidden. Okay, it's not supposed to be visible. So that is how you sew the strap. So let me just cut this out and then sew the strap and show you how it's supposed to look. So after sewing the strap, this is what I have. So this is how your strap should look like, and this is how you should iron it. When you turn it to this other side, you can see that your thread or your stitching line is not visible, and then you're going to leave these ends open. So here is the front and this is the back. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be placing it. This is the front, this is the back. So now I'll take one as it is. Now I'm going to place it this way, and then before joining it to this back side, I will be marking out all the necessary measurements. So here now I use 1 inch for my zipper allowance. It is 1 inch, and then the neckline, the neck width that I use for the back is 2 inches, making it 3 inches. So I'm going to notch that point, the 3 inches. I'm going to notch it, and I'll repeat the same on this other side. Now on that 3 inches, that is where this will come in. Okay, you're going to place it this other way. As you can see, this is how it should look. Then when you place it, you can now remove this. This will help you so that you don't make any mistake. Then I will now take the lining and place it over as it is, and then I'll stitch it straight, leaving the 1 inch for the zipper allowance. I will also repeat the same on this other side, after which now we'll close the side. You can see that it's very easy. I'll just take it one at a time. I'm going to sew this and repeat the same on this other side as well. So this is where we are so far. As you can see, after joining the strap, this is how it should look. Now the edge of the strap should be in between the fabric and the lining. So now what I'm going to do is just to place it to cross over to the neckline like this, and this one over to this side as well. Now for this part, you can see it's going to lap very well on the shoulder by the time the baby wears this. So I'm going to pin this now, okay, before closing the side. Now for this part we are not going to be sewing anything on it because we want it to look very neat. At this point, all I'm going to do is to use my hand needle and then use my thread to tack it so that it will not be moving around, and I'll repeat the same on this one. But before doing that, I'll just close the sides together. Okay, so I'll just pin this before closing the side the normal way we close. Okay, just open it up and then stitch it all the way down to this other end. Then I'll repeat the same on this other side, and the bodice is ready. After that, I'm going to join the skirt part and then show you the final look of this dress. Alright, this is what I have after sewing it. You can see how neat, how nice it's looking. So this is how to make an overlapping or a crisscross neckline. Now this is the front. For the back, this is how it should be. Okay, you can see this is how the back should be. All I'm going to do now is to give my work a very good press. As it is, I've not given it any press at all, so I'll just take my time, give it a good press, and then attach my zipper and my bow, and that is that. So that is it for today. Please subscribe if you have not, and I will see you all in my next video.